Good day, fellow veteran. Wherever you are in the world today, I'd like to come to you and bring you greetings. This channel, the Veterans, this channel is set to help veterans transition from the military life to civilian life successful. This is Ventures 360. The reason we call the channel Ventures 360 is because life is a venture. And occasionally when you go out into life, as you venture out into life, there's danger. And I like to say, reality is there's danger 360 degrees around you. So you need a plan that's going to protect you. And you need strategies that's going to actually get you from point A to point B successfully. And some of the things that we see on occasion when veterans transition from the military to civilian life is there's constant churn and getting used to normalcy and not having certain levels of order and being told what to do, for example, is one of the things. And what we see is a lot of potential disconnect between what civilian sector looks like the military. It doesn't look like the military. So this channel, Ventures 360, is geared towards helping provide resources for the veterans as they transition from the military to civilian life to be successful. Because ultimately, you're a human being. And in reality, you may have not been treated like that going through the military as a human being, but that's truly who you are. You're going to see as you go through this channel, we're going to have different discussions that's going to talk about mindset, for example. Mindset is very critical to how you see things in life, how you see yourself, how you interact with others, how you deal with your money, how you go about getting jobs or starting a career, second career. How you contribute to life in general. Because you really, I like to say it this way, you live once. And as you live this one life that you have to look at how are you going to leave the biggest impact. Your service to your country is great and it's to be applauded. I personally am serving as we speak in the military and have served for almost 2 decades in the military. And this is something I've seen over my time is regardless if I ask a brand new E1 to an O10, the same question, the answer is almost always the same. I ask them, what are you going to do when you finally grow up, right? That's the question I ask. And what I normally get is, I don't know. I've never thought about it, or I got to still figure that out. And in reality, life is still moving one direction. We all live once, is moving in one direction. And to have the idea of you don't know what you're going to do in life, or to say, well, I just take it as I come, or I'll just figure it out, or I got a while to wait to figure it out. Those are all excuses, or in my mind, cop-outs for reality. You haven't really thought into the process. Some people serve their entire time in the military, for example, for 20 years in service or more, 30 years for some years, some even 40 years. And at the end of that time, the only thing they have to show for it is they have a career that they serve their country successfully, but they haven't really thought through the process of how are they going to contribute to the global community? How are they going to contribute to their community around them? Be a good human being, be financial free, for example. And these are things that we'll cover on Ventures 360, the channel, the Ventures 360 YouTube channel. And I highly recommend you to look at this as an opportunity, a lot of great free content. The reality is, though, it is not really free content. You're paying for it with your time when you watch it. I like a lot of channels that are trying to peddle you or sell you something. I am not going to sell you anything on this channel besides helping you understand the fact that you are you're special and that you signed up to serve your country. And you've been given the opportunity of a lifetime to serve and to protect those that you love. This is an opportunity, and you've signed up for this opportunity. And now, from my perspective, it's for me. I feel very responsible and indebted to you, those that have gone on before me. And again, the veteran is anybody who served this country honorably. At any point, and you're still alive and you're still thriving, my goal is to help you to be successful in your phase of life, regardless if you're just separating or you've been separated for 20 years plus or more. whether or not you're dealing with issues when it comes to mental health or financial issues, is to provide you resources so that you can actually um, learn, learn, and to develop yourself for the new journey that you're on. And it's, something that's important. So I'll pause briefly for a second and let you think about this one question. You have done something special for your country, the United States military. And now that you're about to separate from the military, transition from the military, what are you missing in your life right now that I guarantee you success once you transition? What are you missing? Think about that question. What are you missing? Okay. Follow-on question to that is, what are you going to do about the missing part that you're missing? What are you going to do about that missing part? Most people, the missing part is they don't have a strategy. They have a bunch of tactics of, yeah, you can go work a government job, or yeah, you can go become a contractor. All those are tactics. You can go, yeah, I'll do this here, I'll do that there, this little side hustle here. The reality is you got to think through bigger picture. Think at the next level up. Strategy, not just tactics, strategy. Why am I doing what I'm going to do? Okay. Why am I going to do what I'm going to do? Okay. What you're going to do is the tactical piece of, I'm going to go apply for this new job. Okay. I'm going to become a civilian employee working for the United States government, or I work for as a civilian in an industry. Okay. That's a tactical thought idea. Strategic is, why am I here? What is my purpose? Principle, thinking the law of cause and effect. How can I sow into the lives of others? This is an ideal of a principle. This is the law of sowing and reaping. It's a principle, right? So you got to think at the next level. How can I sow into the lives of others? How can I understand momentum, develop momentum, so I can create this new effort that I want to get after? Because transitioning from the military, even though it's difficult and many times it's a very unique experience, to be honest with you. Nobody else on the planet besides athletes. Now, athletes in the professional arena or the college arena or even high school arena, they're very similar, because what happens for them is they focus so much on their sport. Just like you as a military member, you're focused so much on your profession. You're good at it. You're the best. You're masterful at what you do. I know guys that are special operators. They do special forces missions. They're so good at what they do, but when they leave the military, some of them don't have a real plan that translates to the civilian sector. So they feel disconnected. They don't know what the next step is in their life. They don't have the social connectivity. They don't have the financial foundation they need, or the career development plan. Right? You're not gonna go in the civilian world doing the same job unless you're a contractor. Of course, if you become a government contractor, you go work for a company that's a contractor company that does simpler things that you did in your job in the military. However, some people want to get away from that lifestyle and they want to live a completely different life. And this requires, at the bare basic foundational level, requires a plan, a strategy, a plan of action that you're going to take. Big picture, where do I want to be? Here's a question. Where do you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years? 3 to 5 years. Where do you want to be in the next 3 to 5 years? If you don't want to think 5 to 10 years, that's too far out for you. Think, where do I want to be in the next 3 to 5 years? Then you want to look at, okay, what steps do I need to take to make that happen? But before you do that, where do you want to be? You may want to ask the question, what am I talented at? And if you feel like you don't have any talents, maybe you want to ask your colleagues around you, hey, what do you see me as being good in doing? What do you see me doing very well in my life? How do you see me responding to specific things? What do you see as a good talent or strength in my life? Okay, ask a simple question. And then what you want to do is you want to actually see what your skill sets are that you're really good at. Because some of us, and some of you, I'll say it this way, some of you are really talented in communicating very well. You can communicate, you connect with audiences very well. So opportunities are endless for you. You can go out and become a speaker, you can become a consultant, a coach, a trainer, somebody that goes out and starts their own business and do these type of activities and make a good living doing it, make a fortune doing it. And the other thing is, if you don't do that, if you don't decide to do that, you can actually write. People that communicate very well tend to write very well and speak very well. So you look at those opportunities, and there's good pay for all of this. So anyway, for this channel, the Ventures 360 channel, the things that we're going to cover on this channel, there are so many channels out there that are covering different ideas. This channel is not going to be covering all types of just crazy ideas, random ideas. Our focus is really going to be a lot around helping shape your mindset, because mindset is key to how you think about, again, how you think about yourself, how you look at others, how you perceive life in general when it comes to yourself operating within a certain sphere, your environment, how you deal with money, how you look at your career, how you look at your calling in life, your purpose, and how you respond to those things. It is very key that you understand that the mindset you had in the military is got to shift if you're going to be successful in the civilian sector, because you're not what you did in the military. I know people, a good friend of mine, for example, great pilot. Okay? He identifies as a pilot, fighter pilot, great, does a great job as a fighter pilot, goes out and flies missions, right? Now, he's a dad also. He's a husband. He's a community leader. So who is this guy? Is he a pilot, or is he all these other things? The reality is his character, the character who he is, encompasses all the things that those different positions that he play a role in. Okay. So he identifies as what he does. He flies planes. I fly planes. Okay. In reality, that's not who he is. He's the husband, he's a father, he's a community leader, he's a church organizer, he's the son of someone, and he happens to fly airplanes for the United States government. Okay. In this channel, we'll talk about those type of things where people have connectivity with their identity, and identity is something that they, you see this a lot of times with general officers or colonels or high-ranking military members, enlisted chiefs, sergeant majors. These are command sergeant majors. These people that have attained great status in the military, they keep that identity as that who they truly are. When you retire, you're not a general anymore. You're not commanding anybody around. You've accomplished great things in the military, but you're no longer in the military. You can have an honorary title, and nobody, I'll just be honest with you, outside of the military, you have some congressional members that may refer to you as general retired. But the reality is, you're Mr. or you're Mrs., right? And nobody's going to get your coffee for you, except you're in a commercial, a military setting. Somebody may get your door for you. But the reality is, today you are a general. Tomorrow when you retire, you had your staff waiting on you the day before with you with nice china and getting your uniforms pressed, making sure they were taken care of and everything. You retire, you're no longer that person. You're drinking out of a styrofoam cup and you're getting your own coffee and you're carrying your own bags. So how do you go from being this individual that has the status, that's treating you in a certain way, with a certain level of respect, and have a certain level of, I say it this way, hierarchical status, treatment. You treat it with prestige. You know, you're invited to the best dinners because you're still probably gonna get the status. You know, people are gonna invite you around because you're general retired. Generals have very well. I have nothing, nothing but love for generals. They work hard for what they do. They get there, and a lot of generals make difference in what they do, and they have, they've accomplished this great accomplishment, which I totally applaud. But my point is not about that. My point is about the fact that you are not. Just because you have a rank doesn't make you that. You are a human being. You're a husband. And if you suck at being a husband, I don't care what your rank is. You suck at being a husband. So this channel, though, is going to be geared towards helping you shift your mindset from being, if you were the husband that always was pushing to be, the we call them A-type personality, and everything was all about your mission. The mission was the mission, and it's about flying your jets and dropping bombs on people. And your wife was at home, just sitting around, wondering when you were going to come home, and she was keeping the kids together and all this. At a certain point, you got to come back home to your family. Okay, so when you separate from the military or you retire from the military, then you got to deal with the reality that you are married. Okay, how do you adjust to that lifestyle? You're dad. So you're not used to being at home with your children. How do you adjust to that lifestyle? Well, on this channel, we'll cover those type of ideas and help you understand. The fact is, there is no chance for you to just kind of fumble your way through this process. Okay? Because if you try to fumble your way through it or try to guess at it, it's going to be very difficult for you. There's a process, and I said it earlier, mindset. Okay? That is the main thing we're going to talk about on this channel. How you look at yourself, how you have empathy, right? Understanding empathy, understanding the identity of who you truly are. When I say Bob, I mean you, Bob. Not general, not, colonel, not sergeant major, not chief. No, I mean Bob. And there's nothing wrong with being called by your first name. And the reality is, a lot of people, it takes them many, many tries to finally disconnect from that status of what they thought they had. That's what made them who they were. Okay? Your rank don't make you who you are. I don't care if you're an airman, corporal, sergeant major, command sergeant major, major, colonel, general. I don't care what your rank is. At the very core of who you are, under your uniform, you are a human being. Okay? And on this earth, you have the same process that we all go through. You put your pants on one leg at a time. You have pain in your body. You have the things you got to go to sleep and eat. And you're going to get old and you're going to die at some point. We all are passing the same journey, regardless of what you are in your position. So if that's a fact to be true, that's the truth. Okay, if that be true, that means you have a purpose, and I like to say it this way. You have a purpose. And this channel is created to help you understand that you have a true purpose in life, and the purpose that you have has nothing to do with your rank, has nothing to do with the fact that you are military, has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that you're a human being, that you have a life story to share, and a life story that has made you who you are. The experiences you've gone through in the military, those experiences you can share in a civilian sector and help somebody. Okay? I like to say it this way. You have something special in you, and you got to look at yourself and say to yourself, look at yourself and say this. Less than 1% of people dare put their name on the line and raise their right hand and say, I'm going to defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Okay? Less than 1% does that. Less than 1% will do that. Okay? But when you leave the military, okay, the first thing you hear people say, when I'm in the uniform, people say to me, thank you for my service. Okay? and they say, oh, congratulations, we're glad you're serving your country. Well, you're doing great. We're really proud of you. Okay. Those same people, when I hang my uniform up and I say, okay, I'm no longer in the military, I am now out of the military, separated. Those same people will still say, thank you for your service. You served the country. We're glad you served the country. But thanking me for my service is not going to put food on the table for my family. Thanking me for my service is not going to get me the peace of mind that I need when it comes to understanding who I am as an individual. Okay. What's going to give me that is having the time to reflect, having the time to have resources around me that's going to take me in and encourage me and promote me in my mindset towards a new identity, separating myself from the old identity of being connected to this regimented process. Because that's what it is. It's very regimented. Real life is not the military. The military is a structured process for a purpose. That purpose is to execute orders for the nation's defense. Your job is to go and carry out orders of those above you in the defense of the country. So if the president orders a conflict or some type of engagement, your job is to go obey those orders above those people that are above you when they give you orders to execute. That is our mission. When you leave the military, you're no longer following those orders. You no longer have that structure. So when you don't have that structure, a lot of times what I've seen and what research has shown is that people tend to just kind of drift and end up in a position where they're just lost. Being lost is not something you want to end up being. You do not want to end up being lost because life is moving in one direction, and being lost is going to end getting you in a position where you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. At the end of all your days, you're not going to be happy. Happiness, okay, requires, all right, don't just say happiness. Let's just say complete fulfillment. Fulfillment requires an understanding of your purpose in life. We call it your why. Understanding your why. Why do you even exist on the planet? What is your purpose? Your purpose is not the military. The military is something you happen to do for a period of time and you transition to another phase. It is one of your chapters in your book. Your purpose in life is something larger than the military. Okay, there's a lot that I've said here so far on this channel. Ventures 360, the Ventures 360 channel, will look at some of those ideas and expand on those ideas and help you understand that you have something much greater than your service to your country. You have something to offer to humanity, something much greater to humanity than you've ever offered. And that is your talent, your abilities that you've been given by God, your God-given abilities. The Creator made you for a reason. And your bravery is something to be commended. It is something to be commended because the reality is most people would, again, like I said earlier, would not raise their hand to say, I'm going to serve my country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Most people don't. They just don't do that. Okay. But for you to do that, you said, I'm willing to sacrifice it all in the defense of my countrymen, my family. I'm willing to give it up for my family. I'm willing to take a pay cut because you have. You don't deserve to take a pay cut the rest of your life. You deserve the best. And I'm going to show you on this channel, the Ventures 360 channel, how to get the best in life by following a process which requires you first to shift your mindset. You got to shift your mindset first. And the mindset of the first thing is how you see yourself. Because how you see yourself is going to impact how you looked at money. It's going to impact how you deal with others. It's going to impact how you just view life in general. Here's an example. Bob goes to the store, and Bob is so used to everything he does whenever he's on active duty, Bob will always look for military discounts. Okay? There's nothing wrong with a military discount. I'm not against them. But there's something here that you need to consider. Think about this. There's a price that a vendor is offering something at. Okay? You, because of your status, you say, please, let me ask a question. Do you have a military discount by chance? And they say to you, yes, I do. You get your military discount. You save 10% on an item. Okay? Now, you have an opportunity, and you're looking for cheap goods, right? So you're always looking for a deal. Now you have an opportunity in life because you just transitioned out, okay? And I'm offering you a coaching session or just say a career development opportunity, okay? The training that I'm going to offer you is at a premium rate. And I say to you, the cost of this course is going to cost you $2,000. This is an example. Immediately, because you've been following this pattern of, do I get a military discount? Can I get a military discount? Can I get a cheaper price? Is it cheaper? Is it this? You're going to look for a better deal. You're going to ask for a military discount. You're going to look for a discounted rate, military discount, discounted rate, a better deal, a cheaper deal. You're going to look for all these things that are based around the ideal of being a lesser price, okay? And in reality, what you're doing is you're cheating yourself out of true value based on an idea of how you look at money. The fact is, you have a bad relationship with money. And it's because it's been ingrained in you based on the environment you've been in for the last, whether it was 4 years, whether it was 20 years, or whether it was 30, 40 years. You've been ingrained into you that you don't make much, you look for a discount, look for the deal. Okay, you don't make much, you've given your time. Everything you've been doing is about, you hear the saying, time is money. Okay? Time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. Okay? Time is a finite resource. Money is infinite. You can create as much as you want based on your creativity. But your mindset is all about based around the idea of, because you've been set under a structured system, regardless if you are very productive or not. If you're E5, you're going to get paid E5 money. You have only 20% of the E5s in your shop doing the work. 80% of the work is getting done by 20% of the E5s in your office. Or 80% of the decisions that are made within this organization is being done by 20% of the people. And guess what the other 80% is getting paid? They're getting paid the same price you get paid. And in real life, it doesn't work that way. Real life is different. What I mean by real life is different. Civilian sector, in the civilian sector, you're rewarded based on the value you bring to the marketplace. So, if you have the skill sets like Bill Gates, for example, Bill Gates is rewarded really hefty, if you want to say that word. He's rewarded very well because of the value he brought to the marketplace and continued to bring to the marketplace by providing an operating system that he would license out, and we all would put it on our laptops and we would use it, the systems that they initially developed. And guess what? He became a billionaire because of his thought of bringing this value, massive value, to the marketplace. Steve Jobs did the same thing. Jeff Bezos, same thing. Okay? Mark Zuckerberg, same thing. Connecting many people, billions of people around the world. And what is he doing? He's providing a service to all advertisers. He got your eyeballs, he got my eyeballs, he got everybody's eyeballs on ads. We're all looking at ads. They're rolling down the side of the screen. You scroll through your feed, and guess what? You got an ad that pops up. My eyes is on that ad. My eyes is on the video that's playing. He is serving the advertiser, and you're the product. You are the product. The customer is being sold. He's selling your information. Okay? And I'm not here to talk about Facebook, but I'm just trying to show you, if you bring a valuable resource to the marketplace, a valuable product or service to the marketplace, you will be paid heftily for that, very well. Okay? So in this channel again, the Venturous 360 channel, I am going to produce content that's going to talk to ideas around mindset, your identity, how to make money, how to look at money, how to have a healthy relationship with money. Because the reality is you have very limited time to really make back the lost time you've had in the military. You've sacrificed your time in the military and you've made very minimum of value, very minimum, massive contribution, but the value that you brought to the military is based on a cap structured system that only pays you based on a structured system. No matter how productive you are through your day, you're getting paid the same thing as the other guy next door to you that's not doing the job. You're getting the same leave, time off, as he's getting. Why? Because it's allocated by Congress. And Congress has said 30 days for you, 30 days for this guy. And the thing about it is, you're learning a process. You're seeing it this way, and you're becoming disgruntled. You say, no matter how hard I work, it really doesn't matter because Bob is doing minimum and he's getting paid the same thing as I'm getting paid. So what you're learning is a bad behavior, bad habits. And it's affecting your mindset of how you look at things. The reality is, continue working hard. Continue working hard. Keep pushing forward. Look for opportunities to advance yourself. And in this channel, the Venturous 360 channel, these are the things we will talk about, as how to plan before you leave the military, because you need a plan before you leave the military. There's nothing like walking out into the real world without a plan. I know one guy, and I'll tell his story really quickly here. We grew up together, okay? Actually, he was a few years older than me, but we grew up together. And this young man, who I knew very well, he decided he would enlist into the Army. Very, very, very smart guy, but enlisted into the Army. And the Army people are I know some really good people in the Army, okay? Just like I know good people in the Air Force and Navy, Marines as well. Okay? He's one of those good people that wanted to make his mom proud. Okay? Because they didn't have anything. They didn't have anything. When I say dirt poor, I mean dirt poor. So he wanted to go off to the Army and make his mom proud. So he did. He went to the Army, he enlisted, and he served his country well. After 4 years, he decided he'd had enough and he just wanted to go back, become a civilian. When he left the military without a plan, you know where he ended up working? He ended up working at the lumberyard. And the lumberyard, he was putting boards. My dad was a construction worker. And when I say construction worker, he was building houses, right? So he had this company where he built houses. And I went to the lumberyard with my dad one day, and we got all this crates of lumber put on a trailer to haul to our next construction site. And Tim was there to load the truck, okay? Call his name Tim. Tim was there to load the truck. And my dad said, yep, Tim is out of the military now. He's finally separated, and this is where he's at, working at the lumberyard. And I couldn't believe it because Tim was smart. I knew Tim was very smart. And I was thinking to myself, why is Tim working at the lumberyard? And my dad told me, he said this way, he said, Tim didn't have a plan when he left the military. He didn't have a plan when he went in. He just decided he would serve 4 years and then leave. He didn't have a plan, though. There's nothing wrong with getting in and getting out. There's nothing wrong with that. Get in and get out. We all got to go at some point anyway, all right? So get in and get out, but have a plan. Tim didn't have a plan. So what Tim did was Tim left the military, ended back up at the lumberyard. And things got interesting because Tim had a family. Okay, Tim had a family, young family. Tim had a young family. Wife, 2 boys, and then as he was working at this job, things started getting a little difficult. So what he did was he looked around, he started looking, he said, you know what? Insurance wasn't too bad for, we could get free not life insurance, but healthcare insurance. So I think I'd like to do that again so I can have my family covered under life insurance. So I ain't got to pay for that out of pocket. So he looked at that and he said, that was good. I also got a little stipend when it came to my housing allowance. So I should, that was good too. I really like that piece. And I got a chance to travel some. So he started looking at the little perks and he said, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'll re-enlist. He re-enlisted back into the military, back into the Army. All right, well, this time when he re-enlisted, the timing was a little different, okay? He had been separated for about 5 to 7 years. 5 to 7 years serving, okay? But this time he re-enlisted, Iraqi Freedom had kicked off, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Timothy was called up. Tim went overseas to serve his country, okay? Served his country very well. Came back, and this time his plan was a little different. Tim said, okay, I've done my time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out. I'm done, but this time I'm going to transfer. I'm going to go from being in the Army to being a police officer, okay? Probably wasn't the best idea because he wasn't an MP at the time in the Army. But his skill transition, he looked at it as I've served my country in the Army. Of course, every Army person has the ability to shoot rifles. Most Army people I know do that at least. Maybe not some of the medical people, maybe the chaplain, maybe not so much. But most Army people that I know, they all shoot rifles. Anyway, he left, went back to the civilian sector. And while he was in civilian sector, he got a call. He did his training in the civilian sector as a police officer. Got his training done. Not long after he did his civilian sector training, he was gunned down. Okay, he was gunned down in the line of duty as a police officer. Okay, I tell you this because what I want to tell you is this. This is the point I'm making. We live one life. You can't take it as a chance to decide, I'm going to separate. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. Have a plan. We all have to have plans if we want to be successful. Tim's story didn't end so well because he never had a plan that worked. A lot of the stuff that he did, for example, when he became a police officer, his strength was not in that area. He didn't have a strength in that area. He just looked at it as an opportunity because it looked easy to him. He saw it as an easy thing to do. Okay? Life is hard as it is. You live once. Don't look for the easy way out. Look for where your skill set matches the opportunity. And in this channel, the Ventures 360 channel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to provide you is a roadmap through different videos. You probably won't see my face much more in these videos. Some of you may. I may come into some of the videos, but most of the videos I'm going to do is just produce content that's going to be geared towards getting your eyes onto something that is going to provide you knowledge, not just information, because the world is full of information and the world is full of a bunch of people that are asleep, that are not able to function normally, okay? This channel is not going to provide you just a bunch of information. I want to provide you actionable, credible solutions that you can actually look at and say, hey, I'm going to try this thing today. I'm going to go do this thing tomorrow. I'm going to put this into action right now. I'm going to start doing this here right now. I'm going to start shifting my focus here because their destination, guess what? You will never arrive at your destination if you want to go to a total different destination, you will never arrive at it if you continue down the same path. If you want to go to a specific destination, you have to set the course and the sail towards that destination. Okay? You've been on the track for so long, your destination is not going to change overnight. Guess what you got to do though? You have to change direction. You can change direction overnight, but you won't change your destination overnight. Okay? destination. Right now, I'm sitting here in Germany. I can't make it to Colorado Springs by simply just traveling south in Germany. I have to actually get the course set that I'm going to Colorado Springs by booking my plane ticket, taking the action necessary, getting making sure my vaccination paperwork is up to date, my passport is up to date, making sure all the requirements required to travel are up to date. Then I have to travel to the airport, go through security. All these are tactical steps. But the big picture is I am going to end up in where? Colorado Springs. That's how life works. You have to set a destination where you want to end up in life. And then you have to take the appropriate steps to make sure you end up in those places. If you never determine where you want to end up, you will never end up in the place you want to end up. You will end up in a place that you'll be wondering, how in the world did I get here? How did I get here? That's what you'll say to yourself. How did I get here? I don't know, man. This has been a rough life. The thing that you want to stop saying right now, this is something the military people say all the time, and I hate it. Okay, it's one of my pet peeves. You know why? Because people that say this, truly, they're communicating something to you and you're not paying attention. How you doing today, man? This is how it goes normally. How you doing? Or what's up? How's the day? And the response that I always hear is, I'm living a dream. Okay? And I'll say something to you right now. When most people say this, you may be guilty for this. When you say, I'm living the dream, you know what you're really saying? Life is not good for me. Because most of the time you understand this. A nightmare is a dream as well. And most people are living, and this one guy actually said it this way, I'm living someone else's dream. At least he knew the truth there. He's living someone else's dream. So to not live someone else's dream, you better come up with your own plan of where you want to end up in life and start executing plans to make sure that happens. So set a target that you want to hit. Don't set a low target either. Set a challenging target that you want to hit. Set that target and then back up. Come back from that target. Say, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to hit. And back off of that. What actions do you have to take to do that? Some of you may have to go back to school. You say, well, I hate school. Well, guess what? You just set a target that requires you to do it. Go to school. Go do it. Some of you, all the schooling you did up to this point, even though I was sent to this school, that school, this school, that school, got all this education, and the thing you want to do in life is totally different. Doesn't even match what you want to do. Guess what you got to do? You got to learn a new skill, okay? Or change your goal. Well, it's going to take me 5 years to do that. I'll be 60 years old or 50 years old when I finish. Well, guess what? If you don't start 5 years from now, you're still going to be 50 years old. And guess what? You're going to be still in the same position of understanding. If you don't get started, you're going to still be, well, I could have did this and I could have did that. What you could have done, you didn't do it, so it ain't worth nothing. Okay? So the fact of the matter is, on this channel, the Ventures 360 channel, is specifically geared towards, again, career, helping you understand career opportunities, helping you understand how to think about certain topics like money, your mindset, your identity, how you look at your friends, your associates, how you build networks with people. I mean, I'm going to tell you, teach you so many things on this channel. And the ultimate goal for me, though, that I get the satisfaction out of all of this is the fact that you can live a better life, a more complete life. You get more, it won't be check the box. You know, TAP is a good program. I'll say this way, and then I'm going to start winding this video down. But TAP is a great program. It's the Transition Assistance Program, instituted and authorized through the congressional mandate that all members of the military has to go through this in order before they separate from the military, separate or retire. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. That is good. I like that idea. But the fact of the matter is, the government, no matter how much we, work for them, can't always get everything we need to be successful in life, okay? They just can't. They can't tailor the program to be make you successful in life. What they can do is give you a solid, just a one-size-fits-all solution. And the one-size-fits-all solution simply doesn't work. But if I teach you principles and strategies and tactics and understanding, like you understand what the laws of nature are that govern how things function, and you understand this and you start applying it to your personal situation, you're going to experience a level of success that you will never have experienced if you tried the one-size-fits-all solution. So my point is the Ventures 360 program, this channel, there will be concepts that will be presented straight across the board about, for example, identity. I may say something about identity, and guess what? You're going to see it differently from the person that actually is in the other state or the other room or the other community over that you live next to. They watch the same video, but you're going to apply it in a different mindset, and you're going to see different results based on where you are in your life. So that's the whole point of this channel, is to help you successfully transition from the military. Again, I say this with the uttermost respect for you and an appreciation for your willingness to serve your country. You have something great within you. Okay, something amazing. And the fact of the matter is, my goal is to pull it out of you by making you challenge your thinking. I may say some things that may offend you. Okay, the point is not to offend you. The point is to make you grow. And the point is, you can't grow unless you made it uncomfortable sometimes. That is the truth. So if I don't make you uncomfortable, I'm not doing my job. And if I'm not doing my job, why am I on this channel? Okay. The channel is here to make you a better person, to make you a better husband, to make you a better professional, to pull the skills out of you, to make you what you're supposed to be. But you got to do the work. I can't do it for you. I'm not responsible for doing the work for you. I'm responsible to give you the information, though, and the knowledge and to empower you. But you have to do the work. Simple as that. You have to do the work. My fellow veteran, you have to do the work. Nothing that is worth anything is going to come easy. And nothing that is worth anything is going to be cheap. It's going to cost something. And you sitting here right now, even though this content I've been giving to you, you haven't paid a dime in currency for it. You've paid for it with your time. It is not free. Even though you hear that word free a lot. Can I get this for free? Yeah, you're not getting it for free. You're giving me 1 hour of your time. So far, 47 minutes worth of your time. And that 47 minutes of your time, you will never get back ever again. Okay, it is the infinite currency that you never is definite currency. Okay, definite currency that you'll never get back. The infinite currency that you can create, the dollar bill, the fiat currency. This currency is the thing that a lot of us guard. We guard it because we value it, but our time, we waste it. We waste it. We give it away. We don't keep guard around it. We value the income, though, the money. How much money did I make this past paycheck? Or how much money did they take out? We never look at how much time did I spend in front of Netflix? How much time did I waste around the water cooler talking about the game? How many hours did I waste talking about this on the telephone with this person that didn't care about me? We don't look at our life that way, but we look at our money and our piggy bank that way. The reality is, you got to change that. You're going to start looking at how much time am I spending doing something that doesn't matter to the grand scheme of my life. These are the things, again, we will look at doing the Ventures 360 channel here on the YouTube channel. So if you like what you've seen so far, you know, this has been a rough video, sort of, because this is like, no kidding, on the fly. I'm talking to the audience here that's sitting around me. And the reality is, you are going to get well-made videos. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go through the different research out products I've come up with, that I've seen, I've gone through, and I've reviewed. And you're going to get the latest and greatest on research, the latest and greatest thoughts on how you can become successful. And this has been an experience for me that I'm going to share, even my personal story, what I've seen for myself as well in my development over the years and how I became who I became. I started out like all of you. I came into the military, and my goal was to serve my country. But as I grew through time, I've discovered really quickly there is more to life than just wearing a uniform. Okay? And there are some great things I can do while I'm wearing my uniform and when I leave my uniform and I hang it up. There are some great things I can continue to do. So my point is to you, as you watch the videos on this channel, take some time and do the work. Reflect. Get you a journal. Something you can write in, put your thoughts in, and look at every topic that we talk about on this channel. And actually look at the ideas and say, you know what? This is either a good idea or this is a bad idea. Feel free to put comments in there if you disagree with something. I am not trying to get you to agree with me on anything. What I am trying to do is just give you a perspective, how I see things in life, or how people I've experienced life with, they see things. And you can take these opportunities and grow from them. Challenge yourself a bit. If you don't agree with them, find out why you don't agree with them. And saying, well, that's not how I believe. That's not good enough. A lot of things that we've been believing over the years have been not true. Just because you believe something, don't believe something, don't make it true. Find out why you believe what you believe. And I'm going to challenge you on this channel, the Ventures 360 channel, to find out why you believe what you believe. How did you come to that conclusion? Because, if people believe that, cows lay eggs, and that's something you've been taught all your life and you believed it, doesn't make it a true fact. Doesn't make it truth, okay? But a lot of people in our society, including vets, are being bamboozled into believing things that are not true. And they will fight for this stuff and argue and get on social media and call people names and defriend people. All because, oh man, he said this or he said that. I can't believe he. Guess what? None of it matters. Why are you getting yourself worked up and getting mad and upset? None of the stuff you're getting upset about matters. Okay? So this channel, again, is going to help you focus on what matters in your life. The main thing is you understand this. You're transitioning from structure to a thing called complete freedom from structure. And if you don't have structure in your life, because military structure is there for a reason. A military without structure is a disaster waiting to happen. A life without structure is a disaster waiting to happen. And a lot of times, many of us as veterans only have the military structure. And what the military does for us is cripple us in some areas because guess what? They tell you where to go, what to do, how to do it, when to do it, what to wear, when to move, when not to move, what to eat, when not to eat. And when you get into real life, guess what the real life is going to tell you? Nothing at all. You get a new job, ain't nobody going to tell you when to show up to work. You know you're supposed to show up to work at 9. Nobody going to call you, hey, Bob, you showing up to work today? Hey, what's going on? Let me give you an LOR for not showing up. Here's some extra details to do during the weekend. You don't have free weekend anymore. Hey, I will take some pay from you because you did this. No. None of that stuff. Or you're not being productive. But I'm still going to pay you now because you're in this grade of being, a manager. So I'm going to still pay you. No. If you don't do your job, you don't do the things you're supposed to do, you don't show up on time, you don't plan your future, there is no retirement check guaranteed for none of you, okay? This thing called healthcare for life, that's the military, okay? Outside of the military, no healthcare for life. Nobody cares about you outside of the military. Once you leave the military, no kidding. You're called retired, right? Retired. You're no longer part of that. You're the former, okay? And nobody, I mean this, nobody is going to salute you and step to your tune regardless of what your rank was in the military. Okay? So you got to make a decision for yourself based on what you are going to hear on this channel, the Ventures 360 channel. Make a decision for yourself. Where do you want to end up at the end of your life when you're laying on your deathbed? This is what it comes down to. Most people don't want to talk about this piece, but this is reality. Where in the world do you want to, what do you want to be? Where do you want to be in your mind? When you're laying down on your deathbed, do you want to know that you've given your all to life? You've given all your talents, you poured them out, and you made humanity better. Made it better. You have people that have been serving the military that have become very successful after leaving the military. You know why they became successful? It's because they tapped into their talents, their strengths. They learned skills. They became who they were supposed to become. A good example, Chuck Norris is a good example. We talk a lot about Chuck Norris, but there are other people in the military that served in the military, became very successful in other careers when they left the military. I can list a whole list of these names off for you. But the fact is, all I'm trying to tell you now is don't sell yourself short. You can't sell yourself short. You simply can't. If you believe you can, you can. If you don't believe you can, you simply can't do it. Whether you believe you can or can't. Who said it? Henry Ford, I think, said that. Whether you believe it or you believe you can or you can't do it, you're correct. Right? You're correct. So my point is, you have to understand where you are in your life and who you are in your life. Know your identity. So, again, this channel, this is some of the things we're going to talk about. Your identity, who you are. How to develop yourself. How to make more money. And again, the key is not to make more money. The goal is actually bring more value to the marketplace. And if you bring more value to the marketplace by the cause and effect principle, the law of cause and effect, if you sow, you shall reap. As you sow the seed that you sow, you shall reap. If you sow plenty, you will reap plenty. If you bring many valuable ideas and talents to the marketplace and you make these things grow and serve many people, you will reap many rewards for that. And a term we look at is currency, money. So you will learn on this channel, though, the Ventures 360 channel, on how to do certain things, like how to shift your mindset when it comes to money, how to look at yourself differently, how to prepare for transitioning from the military a year out, how to network properly, because your network, people you know, actually impact your net worth. So if you only know people that have served in the military like you, oh, he's a colonel. Well, guess what? He ain't a colonel no more, so what is he going to do to help you? But that's the thing that I see a lot of people. Oh, yeah, he was a colonel in the military, in the Army, or as a colonel in the Air Force. Well, guess what? He ain't a colonel now. He's Mr. So-and-so, and guess what his job is in the civilian sector? Nobody cares about you being a colonel, unless you go to work for a defense contractor or civilian sector in the sense of a GS employee. But try to go to work for a real company that's not a defense contractor, and you're Colonel so-and-so. Nobody cares about you being a colonel or general. Nobody cares about that. They'll say thank you for your service, and guess what? You're going to start at middle management, just like everybody else. You're going to have a college student or even a high school dropout potentially telling you what to do. So the fact of the matter is, I'm going to teach you on this channel, we're going to talk about how to network, how to grow yourself as an individual first, how to develop yourself in your profession. Again, shifting your money on how you, your mindset on how you look at money, shifting your mindset on how you look at your people around you, and how you see life in general, and then develop yourself as a, as a overall good human being. That is the intent of this channel. So if you want more information, that's going to give you the tools necessary to successfully transition from being a civilian, from being a military member, serving on active duty, serving in reserve duty, serving in National Guard. If you want more information like this and alerts, notification, please subscribe to this channel below. Hit the like button, or not the like button, but the subscription button, and hit the bell so you get the notifications when there's new content produced on this channel. And the goal for this channel is to produce content weekly, at least 3 times a week minimally. And we're going to have, again, a great time talking. I will probably come on at some point to potentially do live sessions, depending on whether or not we have demand for it or not. But there's going to be a lot of content that God's willing will produce for this channel. And like it, you know, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, turn the bell on, and I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be a good time. I'm not going to wish you luck. You know why? I'm going to say take advantage of the opportunity, because luck, in my mind, is when preparation and opportunity meet each other. Cross-section, preparation and opportunity at the cross-section. That is luck, my friend. Okay, until the next video, stay strong, keep pressing forward, and remember, you're going to venture out into life with a plan. And regardless of how dangerous it is, you're ready to win. You got what it takes. You have a plan, and you're ready to execute on that plan. Stay strong.